So, it's coming down to the wire, isn't it? It looks like it's coming down to the frickin' wire. And you know what? I didn't vote for either of the establishment party candidates. I didn't vote for neither one of them. I voted for Jill Stein, and I did it with a clean conscience, and I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight, no matter what. I'm watching the Hillary friends out there. You should see the live feed I'm watching their stuff. They're like, those horrible progressives, those third-party voters. Like we owed them anything. Like we owed them anything. Folks, you are your vote. And I will tell you this right now. Whether it's Trump, whether it's Clinton, I applaud those of you who voted your conscience. I applaud each and every one of you for fighting for progressive values. The idea that anyone could tell me with a straight face that Hillary Clinton is good for America is preposterous. I am not suggesting for a minute that Donald Trump is good for America. I am suggesting that both of them are horrific examples of abominable stupidity and the establishment cramming itself down our throats. For those of you who took the courage to vote your conscience, I applaud you. Win, lose, or draw, I applaud you. It's going to require us standing firm for us to ever see change. Now, I've said this countless times, but I'm going to say it in real specific terms tonight so that there's no misunderstanding. There were only two ways to unite the left tonight. One of them would have been to elect Jill Stein. The other one, sadly, is to rail against Donald Trump for 4 straight years. It looks like we might get one of those outcomes. Will we? I don't know. But I sure am glad that the specter of progressives being able to in any way, shape, or form impact this election is wonderful. And let me tell you this also. Hillary never had my vote. She was never entitled to my vote. She was never going to get my vote. So she never lost my vote. So I voted my conscience because I was going to vote for Bernie Sanders. And when Bernie was no longer running, Jill Stein got my vote. Hillary never had it. She was never entitled to it. She was never going to get it. And like most of you who were smart enough not to put your kids into wars, she wasn't going to get yours either. Now you're going to have Donald Trump come in, possibly. And it's going to be up to us to fight like mad for 4 years. To let this be the gasoline on the fire that it takes to accelerate progressive change. That seems counterintuitive to people who have their face pressed against the glass. You know, those are the people that it is impossible to have a conversation with because their nose is shoved so far up there they can't see what's really before them. I'm playing the long game. Am I going to win? I don't know. I don't know. Do I believe the elections are rigged and fixed and stuff? Absolutely. Do I trust voting? Not anymore. Do I believe that our revolution is going to take place through voting? Probably not. Am I still glad to see, regardless of the why behind it, that this election is coming down to the wire? You better believe it. It is very important that neither one of these two clowns walks away with a mandate. It is very, very important that we know our value. Know your value. If they want to claim that we threw the election for Clinton, well, you better take us more seriously then if that's your approach. You think shaming us will suddenly bring us around to see the light? I don't think so. But if she loses, you better get your meme makers ready to talk about Donald Trump for the next 4 years. You better get your whining hashtags out to fight against Donald Trump for the next 4 years. You better join us in the streets to fight against fascism for the next 4 years. You better not get complacent. This is the only way the vote blues don't become zombies. They are utterly useless when in power. Utterly useless, like soggy toilet paper. Utterly useless. But you give them a Donald Trump in there, and they will get their meme-making fingers ready to go. I voted straight Green Party today. I didn't support Katie McGinty in Pennsylvania. I didn't support any of them. I was not supporting a single Clinton-bought candidate, no matter what. We didn't have any real progressives running in the state of Pennsylvania. They were all Clinton-bought. So none of them got my vote. In fact, there was one that I just flat out, I didn't vote for anybody in those races. I left it blank. I own my vote. When I vote, I own it. If I voted for Katie McGinty, I would have been responsible for Katie McGinty, and I won't carry her water. I'm done with supporting these corrupt clowns. So it's all about the issues, folks. Obama is trying to get a lame duck vote on the TPP. Clinton would have guaranteed the TPP passes. You don't like Supreme Court justices the right wing would nominate? Well, you're going to have to fight it, aren't you? You're going to have to get off your couch. You're going to have to get out of the golf course. You're going to have to turn off the Kardashians, and you're going to have to fight it. You don't like the GOP's view on women? I agree with you. I don't either. So what are we going to do? You're going to have to get off your couch, and you're going to have to fight it. You're going to have to unite with progressives. You can't just take us for granted, because we will stand our ground. There is no more days of old where we just suckle back into the party. No. Folks, we are revolutionary. There's going to be some pain. People died in the French Revolution. People died in the American Revolution. People have died in every revolution there is. This is a political one. There will be pain. There will be difficulties. There will be tough times. Regardless of whether Clinton wins or Trump wins, there will be tough times. No matter what, we need to unite against the things we know are wrong. And we need to stand up for the things we know that are right, regardless of who's saying it. We cannot be partisan in the way we approach things. We need to address things as they are. I am very, very proud of progressives, those who stood their ground, those who chose to be real progressives, not milquetoast, whiny, Clinton-bought supporters. For those of you who stood your ground, I salute you. I am so proud to say that I am a progressive. Win, lose, or draw. We are going to change this country, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. So dig in, Strap on, get ready to roll. It's going to get worse before it gets better, and it's up to us to hold the light on, to keep the light on, to keep the fire burning. No matter who is elected, it's up to us to keep the fire burning. Take heart that you're not alone. Take heart that no matter how screwed up electoral politics are, no matter how in charge the electoral college is, these people will begin to hear us, and they will see us, and they will take notice that we are not caving in. It's going to take all of us to make them come to heel, to bring them to heel. It's going to take an effort of mammoth proportions from progressives. You're going to have to stay by your guns. You're going to have to stick to the plan. And that is support the next progressive in line. Do not support a neoliberal because it seems like the lesser of two evils, because you will be ushering in more neoliberalism. It's not a lesser of two evils. One is fascism, one is corporatism. Both are isms, and both are bad in this case. Both are bad isms. Bedside manners. Folks, if somebody puts forward a really bad immigration bill, we fight it like cats and dogs. We fight it like mad. If somebody puts forth a bill that destroys our healthcare system worse than it already is, we fight it tooth and nail. If somebody tries to take us to war, regardless of what party, we fight it tooth and nail. If someone tries to push forward the TPP, we fight it tooth and nail. You see how this works? It doesn't matter which one of them does it. You fight it tooth and nail. Sadly, if Clinton wins, her sycophants won't fight it tooth and nail. They'll go along with it. And that makes them a cancer. That makes them anathema. That is why they can't be counted on. That is why we, as real progressives, must stay together and fight this as if everything is on the line, because everything is on the line. So as you watch the last minutes of the counting, as you stay up late at night to figure out who actually won, just remember this. It doesn't matter which one wins. No matter what, we'll be fighting for 4 years at least. We will be fighting trench warfare for at least 4 years. With that, I'm going to go ahead and nod off, folks. I got to get to work in the morning. The world's going to be here tomorrow morning no matter what. And it's going to be up to us to save it. Y'all have a great night. This is Steve of Real Progressives, saluting you all. Thank you for being with us. Have a great night.